new one for me, so we should be good. Oh man.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay.
Because I've written a lot of checks when I was younger.
I'm sure. The class of 1970.
Or the community center somewhere. There was.
Yeah. Should have grabbed my fan. It's out in the car. I forgot about it.
Now, Carterville Lions football on News Radio 1340. WJPF Heron, W258DP Heron 99.5 FM. The theme is rolling.
All right, I think you could. Let's try feeding a little programming so I can hear. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Carterville High School on a Friday night. It's weekend out there that has blinded us both.
It is, but it's
not 100
nice.
degrees.
It's still nice to be at Lions Field and seeing our dance and our cheerleaders, our band flags. They're all out there going. It's good to see the Lions back.
In about 15 minutes, it's going to be perfect. We'll be able to come to town. This is a non-conference game between these two teams. Both teams came away from week one with impressive victories. Nashville, a 42-8 win on the road at Carlyle. And the Carterville Lions, I thought they looked very, very good for week one against the Benton team in that 27-12 victory.
Absolutely. I think we asked Coach Dial after the game what kind of questions did we have answered, and he felt really good about where we were at. And then things came out in a positive light. It felt like we were pretty much injury-free. And
I'm looking
fast pace. There's going to be a lot of action in it.
So they want to get the ball out and get on the run.
They do, and hopefully our skills players, like our crop of skills players, a little deeper than theirs. That would really help out tonight.
Absolutely. Both teams kind of match up. They're both junior and senior laden teams. Carterville, all the sophomores that played a year ago. They got a lot getting the experience, and they looked good in their first varsity matchup last week.
I didn't see any signs of being a young team with a lot, with the nerves and whatnot that you might typically see. When I say a young team, I meant more inexperienced because we graduated the 17 seniors last year. But I didn't notice that last week. I felt like they came out and looked like a veteran ball club that was already in midseason form. And if we can keep that rolling for another week, that'd be.
It's Coach Brett Dial. Yep, we're here. Okay. Okay. I know what happened. I got to take care. Okay. Okay.
I started this, but this is
yeah, that's for them to fill out. So. Coach Brett Dowell joining us on our McDonald's pregame show. Apologize for the technical issues we had moments ago. We got them figured out, and Keenan, Coach, seemed like he was very happy.
Like that, where, you know, the defense was so strong. We spread the ball around. We passed it well. We ran the ball well. Good play, especially as the game progressed along. Offense and defensive lines did a nice job. There was no reason not to be optimistic.
You know, in our postgame show, we had to name our Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating player of the game, and we couldn't pick one because the defense was so good, we thought. And then it was after the game and start seeing some of the stats, and my gosh, Brandon Skelcher, what a night he had. He was 17 of 20, threw for 200 and I think it was 234 yards, no interceptions, only 3 incompletes. He was the WSIL TV Player of the Week, which was a smart move. He just had an outstanding game.
And didn't he have an interception?
And the interception.
And he completed passes to 5 different receivers. So he extended plays. Like Coach Dowell said, that was the thing that really impressed him the most, was how much he could extend the play and give our receivers a chance to get open and maybe fight through if there was a missed assignment or anything like that, a missed block earlier on. He still kept us alive and gave us a chance to get positive yards.
On those rushing, the receiving stats, it was Nick Bishing that was Aiden Hinton that had 8 carries for 81 yards. 6 carries for.
So I think there's going to be a good run him down.
We're going to go on and take another break here on our McDonald's pregame show. Carterville Lions and the Nashville Hornets are coming up in moments here on News Radio WJPF. With Keenan Clark, where we're just moments away, less than 5 minutes away from the kickoff, is the Nashville. Going to happen there. Murphy is at Anna Jonesboro to going through my into the field, and you set. Hornets out across the 30. Team
Ball, but he can break a tackle.
line. So
Held up.
another opportunity here. 2nd down and 9. It was a gain of 1 officially for the Lions. Scout to the outside. Can he get the corner? He does, to the flag and at the corner, and we'll see what the Lions. The ball at the 21-yard line. Ball's on the far hash. Skelcher missed him too long, so that brings up the 4th down that we were talking about. 4th and 20 from the 21. Bounds the horn to the Fairies.
Yeah, he's not side and was stunting to that gap and got there met him right at the line of scrimmage. It was a really nice play.
So Malavi. Maddox Ritzel was the intended receiver out there, so now Nashville is facing a 4th and for Carterville.
So much they take a lot of shots during the game.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Hornets, all the way back inside the 5-yard line. For the Hornets, Malavi, ball on the near hash. Puts a man in motion, and that is Blazer that heads from right to left. Malavi puts his running back in motion. That's Miller. Looks to throw, rolls to his right, throws it out to his right, and it's caught, bobbled, and incomplete as the intended receiver was Devin Hugg, and he just couldn't get a handle on it. And so now it's 3rd and 23 for the Hornets.
Uncharacteristically, I've seen Nashville drop 2 passes that seemed to be very catchable when they had some space.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams making mistakes here early. Probably a little bit of nerves,
I'm sure it is. It's still early in the season.
So Malavi, the 5'9" senior, weighs 145, brings his troops to the line of scrimmage from the 4. Trip receivers to the far side, throws it out to the near side, and overshoots the receiver who was Isaac Blazer. And Blazer just a little bit slow getting up, and now Carterville, for the 2nd time, is put into a punting situation again.
They are, but they'll do that. They'll go through quick play, and they'll bust one on you, and they'll give you some fits that way. But if they don't hit those passes early on, they're going to get the ball back real quickly.
Nick Bishing is the deep man for the Lions just inside the 50-yard line. Good snap, and the kick is a little blind to the inside the 30 to the 25, and he just tight-roped that sideline, weaving and bobbing his way in, and turned out pretty good little return for the Lions.
That's got to be one of the toughest things to do. Now, I didn't return punts, and if you were to look at me, you would know why, but that's got to be one of the hardest things to do is decide, should I let it roll out? Should I try to pick it up? If I do, what am I going to do with it as opposed to just letting it roll out? But he, at the last moment, I think he decided, you know what, I might be able to make a play here, and he did, and good return for us.
Yeah, it was. So here come the Lions. Again, great field position here. It's 1st and 10 from the Nashville 27. 7:26 on the clock as it's the keeper by Skelcher out near the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 2. And I tell you what, rushing yards, let's look at Skelcher had 8 carries for 19 yards a week ago.
He didn't have much room there. There wasn't a whole lot he could do on that one.
Gaining 1 for the Carterville quarterback, the WSIL TV3 Player of the Week. He had an outstanding game a week ago, throwing for 200 right there. And it's actually going to be a loss of about 2. Those cornerbacks for Nashville, number 28, Sam Colburn, and also number 32, Blaine Emmerich, right there on top of Bishing. Didn't give him anything.
I think we're seeing a little bit more aggressive defensive, especially in the defensive backfield, than what we saw at Benton last week.
No score. Second time Carterville's been deep in Hornet territory. Skelcher looks to throw across the middle, has his man caught at the 5. Touchdown for the Carterville Lions, and that is Riley Crane.
I was so impressed on that play. We talked last week about Skelcher's cool head, and he doesn't panic. He sat right there, and he knew a man was bearing down on him, and he threw a perfect strike to Riley Crane.
That play was wide open across the middle, and Skelcher laid it right. Carterville Lions lead it 6-0, and Crane on to do the kicking for the Lions. The ball at the 10, the snap, the kick is good. Carterville has the early lead here against the Nashville Hornets. They lead it 7-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on News Radio WJPF. We sound okay, Brian? Audio good, though? Is our audio still good?
Well, it's good when it's not buffering.
But
It goes for like 5 seconds and then it's spinning. But again, it could be just my bad internet connection. I can't tell. It's doing it on both the phone.
but my feed, this
Fine for somebody else. It would be good maybe someday if you enable comments on there. That way we could find out if other listeners are having the same issue.
nope, not going to do it.
Okay,
Is my audio, is
all right, you're coming back.
is the audio coming to you okay?
Only when it's not buffering.
Okay.
When the video is running, the audio is fine. When the video is not running, there is no audio.
Back at Carterville, the Lions lead it 7-0, and on the kickoff return, it was Samuel Colburn for the Nashville Hornets as he brings it out to about the 37-yard line. Nashville's going to have it there. How about that? A 28-yard touchdown pass from Skelch to Riley Crane.
I like the way that started out.
5:52 remaining, 1st and 10 now for JT Malavi from the 38-yard line. For the Hornets, puts a man in motion, brings him to the near side. It's the give to Miller straight up the gut. Back to about the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a half a yard. 2nd down now and long for the Hornets.
Luke Johnson doing a nice job of getting in there with his taped up hand and everything. He's just sticking his nose right in and playing good hard-nosed football. It was a nice tackle.
Malavi has 2 receivers to the right side, and we have a whistle from the backside, and it's going to be a timeout that is called by the head coach, Stephen Kazusic. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back in 60 here on News Radio WJPF.
It's improving now. The audio is now holding. I'm getting a little video happening, but audio is holding.
Back at Carterville, 5:27 on the clock, and it's Malavi that's going to keep it as he picks up about 2 after the timeout from Coach Stephen Kazusic. And I don't know if he would have called that or if that play broke down for the Hornets.
It looked like it broke down. I think he was trying to hand the ball off, and there wasn't anybody there. When he rolled over, he just didn't have any space.
3rd down and 8 now after the gain of 1 from JT Malavi. 7-0 is our score. The ball rushed right at the 40-yard line of Nashville, as Malavi claps his hands, puts the ball in the play in motion, throws it across the middle, picked almost, it's caught by Diedrich down the sideline, and a game-saving tackle by Nick Bishing as coming over Riley Crane. I don't know how he missed that ball. He flashed in front of the receiver Dietrich, but Dietrich winds up with it and carries it deep into Carterville territory.
He had a good lane for it, and he played the ball like he should on that one when you have that kind of area, and he went right through, and the ball just slipped through his hands.
Yep, they get it down.
But a great job by Bishing by not giving up or celebrating the interception. He actually finished the play, got us a tackle, and it's going to force them to play again.
From the 18-yard line, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Malavi throws it out to the right side, and pushed out of bounds is Colburn. He might have gained 1 yard on that carry, so it's going to bring up 2nd down now for the Hornets. But yeah, Riley Crane probably checking his gloves for holes in them. Where did that football go?
Well, they were working just a little while ago.
Yeah, he had the touchdown reception. So now 2nd down and 8. Gain of 2 on that play. The ball's at the 16-yard line. Malavi brings Colburn to his right hip. Gives it to Colburn. Straight up the middle, wrapped up there, but he fights his way down to the 10-yard line. He is a big, strong kid. Samuel Colburn, 5'10", 190 pounds.
He is, and Nashville's a team that likes to run between the tackles, and that's what they're trying to do right here. But so far tonight, they haven't seen a lot of success on that. They've had a little bit better luck trying to find somebody open for the pass out on the perimeter, but they've not had a ton of success running the ball.
3rd down and 2 from the 10. 3:22 remaining here in the opening quarter. Lions lead it 7-0. Malavi from under center this time. Turns around, gives it to Miller. Miller is wrapped up after he gains about 2 yards. They may give him 3 on that carry. And Miller is a stout runner as well.
But he ran into a guy named Zach Miller, and that stopped him is what it did.
2 Millers, no waiting.
Again, they're not running the ball up between the tackles very well. It's a credit to our defensive line. Like they're plugging those holes, and our linebackers are hitting them hard.
So it's 4th and 1 as Malavi's going to keep it himself. He handed it off, rather.
He handed it off. He's going to get the 1.
And that's going to be a 1st down for the Hornets. 1st and goal from the 6. Miller had the 1st down carry. So Malavi now. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the near side. Got the Lions to jump, and that's going to push the ball forward. Carterville a week ago, penalty-wise, they had 8 penalties for 81 yards. And they've got some big penalties here early in this game.
Flag on the
moves the ball forward 5 yards, or half the distance rather. So now it's 1st and goal from the 3. Malavi looks to the far side, Coach Kazusik. Now he's got the play. Miller's his tailback, gives it to Miller. Nope, Malavi's going to keep it an easy 3-yard touchdown run from the quarterback from Nashville. That's JT Malavi.
Nice job of selling the fake right there. I think we had a couple of guys who bit on that, and he just slipped right in off the left side.
2:06 remaining here in the opening quarter, and the quarterback for Nashville, the easy touchdown run, 2 yards.
We may block this extra point.
Good call. I hope you're right. Coming in to do the kicking is Griffin McCanton. The hold is by Dietrich. The kick is up, and it's good. We have a tie ball game with 2:06 remaining here in the opening quarter. It is 7-7. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
Good. With 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The score is tied 7-7.
News Radio 1340 WJPF here and W258 AP here on 99.5 FM.
Welcome back to Carterville High School. 2:06 remaining here in the first quarter. We're tied 7-7 as we have a paraglider over the top of the field here at Lions Field. What a view that is. On a beautiful night. Sun is down behind the trees. We can see what's going on. It's cooling down perfectly. And we got a good ball game to watch here. 7-7 is our score. And the Lions are going to get it back. On the ground, the kick is taken at the 30-yard line. That is Riley Crane that pounds his way out to the 40. And that's where the Lions will take over with exactly 2 minutes remaining in this opening quarter.
Nice job by Crane, scooping that ball up, just getting his head down and getting what yardage they're going to give him on the kick. We'll take it at the 40-yard line. That's a good place to start.
It was a 28-yard touchdown pass from Skelcher to Crane. It gave the Lions the 6-0 lead. And then just the 3-yard touchdown run from JT Malavi for the Hornets to tie it up.
They've only taken 2 long shots down the field. One was picked off and one should have been.
Yeah, exactly. So now, Brandon Skelcher, the quarterback. 2 receivers right side, gives it to his running back. That is Peyton Van Horn.
Yep.
That falls forward for about 3 yards, and he comes up hobbling and is making his way to the near sideline.
Well, we do have some options at running back. I don't want to see Peyton hurt, and I hope he gets out there as soon as possible. But, you know, when you're Nashville and somebody like Van Horn goes out and then you see Aiden Hinton walk in, you've got to just kind of drop your head and shake it.
One of them you'll see would probably be Amon Mosey.
Yeah.
Cozy, rather. Skelcher going to keep it himself, and he's tied up in the backfield. Snuffed out very well there by, is that 22? I think it may be Isaac Blazer.
Yes.
Blazer on the tackle, so a loss of a yard.
Another 3rd and long situation. I'm getting tired of these. So now we've got to pick up about 9 yards. We're going to have to snap the ball before the end of the quarter. We're going to pick up about 9 yards. We're going to run out of these plays.
Play clock under a minute, and Carterville just not doing well. And Nick Bishing caught the pass and was just belted right to the turf. And Carterville's going to let the quarter clock run down. Now they're looking at a 4th down and 11.
That'll bring up 4th and 11 for the Lions.
And that is going to be how the first quarter ends as we are tied 7-7. It was a 28-yard touchdown pass for Brandon Skelcher to Riley Crane, and the 3-yard touchdown run from JT Malavi. And that's where we stand. We're tied at 7 at the end of the first quarter. Teams will flip sides to the field, and we'll have second quarter action coming up on News Radio WJPF.
7-7.
No, I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the south end zone. The Carterville Lion Athletic.
Back at Carterville High School, Dave McKenzie and Keenan Clark with you. We are tied 7-7 as we head to the second quarter. It is Lions football here, and they are facing a 4th down and 11 with the ball at the 39-yard line, the ball at the far hash. Carterville getting not able to get the passing game, the yardage after the catch that we saw a week ago. 4th down, and Lions are going to punt it away. It's going to be a lone line drive kick. It bounces inside the 40, down near the 20, and it's actually going to be downed at the 21-yard line, and that's where the Hornets are going to take over. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. In downtown Carterville, your York dealer, and proud to serve the region for over 40 years. Find out more at charliesairandheat.com. Nashville gets the ball back. 11:49. It's 1st and 10 now from their own 21 for the Hornets. Malavi from the near hash. And the shotgun. Throws it out to the right side. It's caught out there and pushed out of bounds on the reception. It is Maddox Ritzel. Pretty good gain there. Gain of about 7 or so. Bringing up 2nd down and 3 now for the Hornets.
If you notice, Nashville, they don't huddle. Like, they average about 13 seconds between plays, and as soon as that ball was placed, they're on the line of scrimmage ready to go. That's tough on a defense to adjust to.
Malavi throws it back across the grain. Noah Miller is there, 1st down and more. Gets away from the defender, finally brought down from behind as Riley Crane saved the day there. And that Noah Miller, man, he's tough to bring down.
He is. He stays low to the ground, and he makes some good moves. Like, you just can't just knock him over. You've got to wrap him up and take him to the ground, which we've done a pretty good job of wrapping up so far this season. But he's definitely going to have to be carried off the
Play started at their own 21. They have it at the 50, and a big mix-up is running into each other was Davin Hugg, and I believe it was Miller that kind of tied up after the ball was handed off.
Hugg was coming across in motion. Miller received the ball, and Hugg just ran right into him and knocked him off his feet.
Loss of 2 on that play as the ball was at the 48-yard line. Malavi from under center. Drops the ball, just falls on it. Carterville covers it up, and as the Hornets keep possession of the football.
I don't think he came up with it. I think Miller ended up with the ball. He turned around, and we had somebody on top of him already. The ball shot loose, and Miller ended up landing on top of that one.
Loss of 3 on that botched snap.
Here's another 3rd and long, this time, thankfully, for Nashville.
3rd and 15 from the 45-yard line. Coming into the game for the Hornets. Number 15, Maddox Ritzel. He's the receiver on the near side. They send 3 receivers to the far side. Miller is the running back. Malavi throws it out. Almost picked off again by Riley Crane.
Great play by Crane there.
Yep, he read the pass as the intended receiver was Miller, and Crane read it all the way, bats it to the ground, and they force the Hornets now into a 4th down and 15 from the 45.
So him reading that is probably our defensive people seeing something right before snap and tipping him off and saying they pretty much alerted him where the ball was going to go, and he got there the same time the ball did. Made a nice play.
He closed quickly, just couldn't grab it and hold on to it as the Hornets kick it away. Bishing is the deep back. He takes it at about the 11-yard line for the Lions. Cuts it to the outside where he gets out to the 20-yard line. And to you by IBEW Local 702. Proud supporter, Carterville Lions Sports, and they are dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. 1st down and 10 for the Lions from their own 45 here with 9:40 on the clock. We are tied 7-7. Week 2 of the high school football season. Coming up, we're going to have our SI Rejuvenation halftime report. We'll update scores from around Southern Illinois. So here are the Lions. And Brett Dial doesn't like something. And Coach Dial calls the timeout. 9:40 on the clock. We're going to take a break as well. We're tied at 7 here on News Radio WJPF.
$30-60.
30. Don't forget, at the end of the game, we will name our Charlie's Air Conditioning Player of the Game. And that'll be coming up in our post-game show. Coach Brett Dial, Keenan Clark did not like what he saw, has to call the timeout.
He did, but I noticed we've still got the different personnel move.
1st and 10 from the 21 for the Lions. Skelch, 2 receivers to the right. Hinton is the running back. It's the give for the Lions.
Number 11, Aiden Hinton. He's brought down by number 76, Griffin.
You have to consider when you bring Hinton in and he's playing offense now, that's going to take from his, productivity potentially defensively. Plus you lose Van Horn on defense. Like, this could impact our defense more than our offense right now with him having to take these extra snaps out there.
He's being looked at by the trainer for the Lions. Here comes Skelcher, rolls to the right, finds Riley Crane. He cuts back across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. That's going to move the chains and give the Carterville Lions a 1st down.
He made a nice catch, but he also did a nice job of turning and getting a couple of yards, falling forwards, and getting us that 1st down for sure.
That's only the 2nd 1st down for the Lions here. Clock rolls with 8:50 remaining here. In the 2nd quarter, we're tied at 7. 1st down for the Lions. It's the give to Hinton, trying to get to the outside, and drops the football, and I think Nashville got it. Nashville did get it. Hinton got hit. Ball pops loose. And the turnover is going to give it back to the Nat.
No, like we said, they score quickly. They'll come right at you. They're not going to stop swinging. So, yeah, this is a short field for them to work with. But our defense has been playing well. Let's give them an opportunity to make a statement here.
1st and 10 from the 33 for the Hornets. From the Carterville 33. Malavi puts a man in motion. It's the quick pitch to that motion man as he tries to cut it toward the line of scrimmage, and an ankle tackle.
We're going to get a hold in the backfield.
Yeah, there's a flag at the 36-yard line. And a nice job by, I believe it was for Carterville, Andrew Johnson, that got Coldbaum by the ankles as he come flashing through.
Nashville runs a double pull on that, I believe, and our defensive lineman read that, and they were right on him. One of them turns around, grabs. I couldn't tell who the Carterville line was. Grabbed him and just tackled our guy, so that he wouldn't make the play in the backfield. Well, it cost him 10 yards, so here we go again.
Backs him up to the 43-yard line, so it's 1st and 20. Clock rolls at 8:20 remaining in the half. Malavi from the shotgun. Miller is his running back, drops back, looks to throw. Pump fake, throws it down the middle, has a couple of receivers there. They had gotten behind the defenders, but it falls incomplete. And Carterville caught a break there as Malavi sailed that one just enough to fall incomplete.
So when you've got guys in the back, the defensive backfield like Hinton and Riley Crane, Parker Poole, those are tall guys to throw over. You need more than just a step on those guys. Like, you're going to have to really get behind them if you want to throw the ball over the top of them and complete a pass. And, you know, they've done a really good job. Looks like we have Hinton down on the field. I don't know if he's cramping up or he was hobbling a little bit after that play.
So he is at the 35-yard line. He's on his feet, making his way to the near sideline. You got to remember, Hinton, a year ago, was lost for the season as he hurt his knee and wound up having surgery and rehabbed all year long. And he comes to the sideline. Maybe he's cramping as they put a water bottle in his hand before he got off the field. He comes to the near sideline. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Polar Whip. Come taste the legend. Polar Whip and Energy is a Southern Illinois tradition now featuring car hops. Yeah, you can call 618-988-9210, and they're going to have it waiting for you when you arrive. That is at the Polar Whip. And don't forget, you can head over to 103.5 ESPN, and you can get scores from around the area. And check out the Banterra Bank scoreboard there at 103.5 ESPN. Everybody's back out on the field again. 8:10 remaining, a time ball game, 7-7. Nashville, the snap gets past Malavi. He couldn't fall on it. Carterville gets on it. He kind of circled around the football trying to fall on it as the snap just rolled across the floor, the ground rather.
Braden Wakey comes in and lays on that ball. But I'm like you, I don't know why whenever he got to the ball, he didn't just fall on it. He turned around like he was wanting to pick it up and run.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the time he'd done that, Braden Wakey had already rolled over it.
Boy, big break there for the Lions. Let's see if they can take advantage now as that was the second turnover that Carterville has benefited from. Hinton had the interception on the first play of the game, the first offensive play for Nashville, and now the fumble recovered by Braden Wakey.
Cozy
on the carry. In for Hinton. Now you talk about a size difference there. Aiden Hinton, who stands 6'4", and then you have Amon Cozy, who stands 5'5". That's a little different look coming through that line.
Every one of them do something a little bit different, and so they all have their own strengths. So I'm sure it's going to, once again, it's going to impact the play calling when you've got different people who can do different things with the ball. 2nd
down and 9 from the 44 for the Lions. Cozy in the backfield. Skelcher looks to throw, throws it across the middle, has his man, but it was a little bit low for Riley Crane, who was cutting. That's the same pass play, the same route that we scored the touchdown on earlier.
I agree. It looked like the exact same play. The ball was just a little bit low on the release is all that happened, but if he catches that ball, he might put us in the end zone again.
Look down below us here. Peyton Van Horn still on the sideline with the training staff. Aiden Hinton is sitting on the bench below us. So here is Skelch, rolls to his right. Hasn't thrown yet, keeps it. Gets a pop and driven to the turf at the 42-yard line. Good job by the Nashville defenders as Carterville couldn't break a receiver loose and Skelch had to hang on to it. So now Carterville's facing a 4th and 9 now. Excuse me, 4th and 6.
Yeah, we've got a little more than that. We're about 4th and 6. This is a big decision for Coach Dowell. He's got to decide, do we want to try to punt it and pin them back there, or are we going to go for it? Looks like we've got the punt team coming out on the field now.
Yep. And so now Nashville sends 2 deep. There's the kick. And it is going to wind up in the end zone. And that's going to be a touchback, giving the Hornets the football at their own 20-yard line. So Carterville's forced to punt. Can't do anything with it. We're tied 7-7. And this Lions broadcast is brought to you by Stephen Rich's Barber Styling, a full-service salon on Division Street in Carterville. They are open Tuesday through Friday from 8 until 5, Saturday from 8 until 2.
He had a nice punt and looked like it was going to check up about the 5, and then it just released and got itself into the end zone, giving them the ball at the 20-yard line.
Brings the ball out to the 20-yard line. First and 10.
So here comes JT Malavi, the senior quarterback, and the Nashville Hornets in a 7-7 tied football game. Malavi gives it to his running back, Miller. Miller tries to get out off right tackle, picks up about 3 on the carry, just puts his head down and follows his blocking. That's what you want to see from your running back.
I was going to make the same comment. He just sat in the lead blocker's back pocket and just followed him through there. And he's not a real big kid as far as height-wise is concerned, so he just kind of tucked himself in a good safe spot and picked up 2 yards when he shouldn't have had anything.
Officially a gain of 2. The ball at the 22. Malavi looks to throw. Pump fake, has his man out on the far side and caught and
what a defensive
incomplete.
play.
That was a fantastic job out there by the Carterville's Carson Banks as the receiver, Maddox Ritzel, got the football. And we saw that happen, 2-3 times a week ago where Carterville was able to rip the ball from the receiver's hands.
They were, because when you look at the college level, the pro level, you're not allowed to face guard. Like, you've got to turn around and play the ball. But at the high school level, you don't have to turn back and play the ball. You can play just the receiver. So there's not a penalty for that. So our guys are just staying on them, and once they see him reach up for the ball, they're pulling it out of their hands. It's a really good execution right there by Carson Banks.
Trip receivers to the left side. 3rd down and 8 from the 22, throwing it out to the far side. And the receiver, it was caught out there, a diving catch out on that far sideline, and that's going to be enough for a Nashville first down. Couldn't see the number out there. Yeah, it's 22, Isaac Blazer.
He made a very good catch.
Yes, he did.
He had coverage real tight on him, and he turned and caught that ball across his body, falling out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the 38, and it's Miller on the carry. Picks up about 3 on that carry, bringing up 2nd down and 7. The ball out to the 42-yard line. West Nashville wasting no time. They are ready to go. 30 seconds on the play clock. Puts a man in motion. He slides down. That's a search. Looks to the far sideline. Kazusic signals in the play to Malavi. Now the play underway. Gives it to Miller. Miller off right guard. A first down and more as he falls forward for a gain of about 8. It looked like a nice run from Miller.
Yeah, he broke a couple tackles right at the line of scrimmage, and Parker Poole got just enough body on him to get him to the ground. Otherwise, I think he was going to score.
Gain of 7 on the carry by Noah Miller. Now it's Miller once again off right guard. Gain of 6 on that carry. They'll take them chunk yards like that.
Well, they're in a groove right now. It's all about tempo for Nashville. They're going quick. It's snap, run it. Look, again, they're not even going to a huddle. They're getting the plays called straight in from the sideline. Our defensive guys are really having a hard time getting set before the ball is snapped right now.
And another bad snap. Malavi doesn't fall on this one, and Carterville gets it back. Falling on it for the Lions is Braden Wakey. 2 fumble recoveries for Wakey, and the Hornets, they just shoot themselves in the foot twice. 2 back-to-back possessions.
You know, sometimes you can get away with that drop snap or a bobble in the backfield, and the quarterback can pick it up and go. And you might have gotten away with that last year at Carlisle. I don't know. I haven't seen the game film. But our guys, our defensive line, is getting in the backfield so quickly. There's just not any time for him to do anything but try to fall on it, and he has not made that adjustment yet.
Come on, boys. We need some points here. Let's get something going. Murphy leads at the half over Anna Jonesboro, 6-0. West Frankfort and Heron, after the first quarter, there was no score. We're tied 7-7, 4:18 ball at the 45-yard line of Nashville. It's the give to Amon Cozy, and he has a nice gainer as he pops it for about 7 yards to Amon Cozy.
he didn't have a whole lot of room, and he made a nice little move inside there, cut it back towards the hash mark.
Amon was hurt a year ago as well, and he's quick.
He really looks like he wants to break one. He's
Yes,
close.
he does. Second down and 2, a gain of 8 by Cozy from the 37-yard line. Near hash, Skelcher wants to throw. Throws it deep down the right side, has his man there. Oh, overshoots him as it was intended for Mason Watts. He had gotten behind the defender and missed him by about a half a yard is all. So
it was a well-executed play. Again, the pass was just a step out of his reach, but he ran a nice route. He had the receiver, or had the defensive player a little bit turned around on him, and then broke loose down the sideline and just missed him.
Yeah, just that much.
But you have the option to take care of that. When Cozy breaks 8-yard run on the first play, you have a lot more plays that you can run on second down.
It's 3rd and 2 now for the Lions. Cozy in the backfield. It's the give to Cozy. First down and more right up the middle. Falls inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. And I love seeing that from Amon Cozy.
I do too. He's another one of those. He's not real big, and you have a hard time finding him in there.
Yeah.
And he's making some nice moves and just going where he's got any breathing room and taking an extra step when he can. And he looks really quick right now.
Yeah, he only stands 5'5", and so you got them big 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" linemen. And he hits that hole, he's already by you by the time you see him. Skelcher looks to throw across the middle. Has Crane. Oh, and Crane knew he had a touchdown and drops it. Oh, my gosh. Second down and 10 on the incompletion. The ball at the 27-yard line
Again,
for the Lions.
He's getting open on that drag route right across the middle. He's running from the right side, dragging towards the left side, and he's getting underneath the safety, and the safety isn't really coming up on him.
And I tell you what, it's the running game from Cozy right now that's setting up that play. They put Cozy in motion. They bring it near side. It's caught by Braden Wakey. He makes a move inside the 30 inside the 20 down near the 15. They'll mark it at the 17-yard line, and that's going to move the chains, giving the Lions a first down.
Really good run after catch for Braden. He's a big kid, and these plays are set up where you're going to catch it. If you can beat one man, everybody else has got a body on him. There's an opportunity to have some big plays, and he did. He beat his man one-on-one and made a nice run after the catch.
Ball at the 17-yard line. It is 1st and 10 from the 17. Carterville trying to break the 7-7 tie. 2:35 remaining here in the half. Skelch gives it to Cozy. Cozy, he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. The ball is ripped out, but he was already down. Officials are right there saying he was on the turf.
We looked like Luke Johnson in motion right there, and he set up behind the guard, and he was just going to be the lead blocker from that motion set.
2nd and 8 now from the 15, so it was a gain of 2 by Cozy.
Number 75, Darren Canard on the stop for the Hornets. That'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the
Jackson
Lions.
Smith lost his knee brace. He just takes it off, throws it to the sideline.
See, we have Bishing over here in the slot.
One receiver to the far side. Now we slide another one out. Skelch looks to throw, throws it down the middle. Right there! That is Nick Bishing on the 15-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Skelcher.
He ran a similar route to what we were seeing earlier. They seemed to find a pretty big soft spot in the middle of the field, so he just got inside the hash marks, and it was wide open, and a really good pass by Skelcher that time.
1:42 remaining here in the second quarter. Lions lead at 13-7. Riley Crane in for the extra point. Bishing on the hold, the snap, the kick is good, and Carterville leads Nashville. It is 14-7 with 1:42 remaining here in the first half. Stay with us. We'll return here on News Radio WJPF.
Seconds left to play in this first half. Carterville leads 14, Nashville 7.
Carterville Lions lead at 14-7. A minute 42 remaining here in the first half. Coming up, we're going to have our SI Rejuvenation halftime report. We'll wrap up what's happened here in the first half as Crane's kick is taken at the 20-yard line, and they're having a hard time bringing down the return man in Davin Hug. So Nashville has pretty good field position with a minute 35 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, nice open field tackle by Bryce Ryman there. We had a hard time bringing him down. If you want to hear what might be some good news, is it looks like Van Horn and Hinton are both up, walking around on the sideline, putting weight on their feet. I don't know what that means for later in the game, but I'm certainly glad to see that they're not, out and about, or they're not down and out completely.
That would be good news, as we have a timeout on the field. And we will take a break as well. We'll pause for 30 seconds here. Lions lead at 14-7 on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Carterville High School. Dave McKenzie along with Keenan Clark. 14-7 is our score. Lions have the 7-point lead. Nashville has the ball, though. It's first down and 10 from their own 39 with a minute 35 showing here on the clock. So JT Malavi, the quarterback for the Hornets, the senior, puts Miller in motion, wants to throw, feels some pressure, rolls to his right, drops the football. Carterville is right there. Are they going to give it to him? They are. Carterville recovers the fumble. That is the third fumble recovery by the Carterville Lions, and they've got a chance to score again to close out this half.
I couldn't tell who recovered that fumble.
So with a minute 25 showing,
neither team, I think, is intimidated by minute 35 or minute 25.
No.
Both teams can score so quickly, and they work so fast within their offense that, there's still an opportunity for a score here for the Lions. I don't think that we really are in any panic mode at all to get one in.
there's been 14 total possessions here in the first half. So Carterville a chance to score as Skelch pumps, throws it down the right side. Receivers there. Bishing dives for it and just can't come up with it.
He made a fantastic effort and got a hand on the ball, but, he would have had to have been Superman to pull that one in. The throw was just a couple of steps out of his reach.
Nick Bishing is so fast. 2nd and 10 for the Lions from the 35 now.
He set up that move from the previous couple of plays where we've been dragging across the middle and trying to catch the ball between the hashes. He went in and then cut back hard to the outside, and that's what got him the space. And I think that was a designed route. They knew that he was going to break free on that one.
On the outside, it is Braden Wakey and Bishing on the right side. Here's Skelcher looking to throw. He rolls away from some pressure, directs some traffic, throws it to the outside. It's caught by Wakey at the 20, down near the 15-yard line. That's going to move the chains. And it stops the clock, too.
Remember we did that last week on a big play where he rolls to the right side, and Braden Wakey was kind of in the situation, do I come up and block for him or do I try to step back and get some space? And he had the same idea, and Skelcher with the same thing. Just flips it right out there to him and lets him do the work.
Gain of 18 for the Lions. It's 1st and 10 from the 17, under a minute to go. Skelcher looks to his left, has some pressure, tries to get away, gets it away. Cut inside, down near the 10-yard line. Good job, and Skelcher's a little slow getting up, but he's finally picked up.
He was really under duress to get that throw off, and he did. Again, Poole didn't quit on the play, was ready for the ball when it came to him, and made a nice run after catch. Picked up about 5 there.
So the Lions with 25 seconds on the clock. Here's Skelch, rolls to his right. Throws it out.
Penalty.
And a flag is going to be pass interference. The intended receiver out there was Riley Crane. Let's see what the call is.
Pass ball is incomplete. There's a flag on the play.
That flag was thrown inside the 10-yard line.
Let's see what the call is going to be. Haven't seen the official play call. Coming up, we're going to have our SI Rejuvenation halftime report. Pass interference against the defense. So that's going to put the ball.
It's going to give us a first and goal for sure. They're laying down the first down markers over there.
Yep.
Defensive pass interference against the Hornets.
So it's first and goal from the 6.
18 seconds, and we still have a timeout.
First and goal for the Lions.
Skelcher finds his receiver, and it is caught down at the 2-yard line. 12 seconds and a timeout called quickly by the Carterville Lions as Nick Bishing made a nice sliding catch at the 2-yard line. So it's going to be second and goal from the 2 for the Lions, and they lead it 14-7. Man, I tell you what, fumble, and throw in the opening drive interception. 4 turnovers by the Nashville Hornets here in the first half.
Yeah, and that again, that's uncharacteristic of them. We said that last week with Benton, but perhaps we're doing some things that's causing those turnovers. Like at some point in time, you want to take a little bit of credit for the other team making those mistakes. You're confusing them somehow or getting pressure that they're not expecting. That's where turnovers come from a lot of times.
Or the other thing, too, the pressure that's put on the center, knowing that he's what his blocking assignment is, and that's due to your guys up front. That's Zach Miller and Storm and
Chandler,
the other guys there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to snap the ball with my head down with those guys over the top of me. They're big.
Have you ever heard Zach Miller growl?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, he's got the best growl in football. I would love to mic him up.
That'd be fun.
During a game?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be fun and dangerous.
I think he'd like that. Maybe too much.
I know he would. So coming out of the
takes that wrestler mentality right out there onto the field. He's not afraid of the one-on-one battles and the challenges.
12 seconds remaining. Carterville facing a second down and goal from the 2-yard line. What's the call? Coming out of the timeout. Skelcher puts a man in motion. Going to get it away.
Got in.
Touchdown. Is that Wakey or is that?
That's
it is. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Skelcher to Braden Wakey.
We had a really good matchup on both sides. When you've got Braden Wakey on one side and he's 6'3", and you've got Parker Poole who's 6'3" on the other side, somebody's going to have a mismatch.
6 seconds remaining here until halftime, and Carterville's up 20-7, taking advantage and scoring after the turnovers by the Nashville Hornets. Riley Crane on to do the kicking. Bishing the hold, snap, kick, good. Carterville on top, 21-7 with 6.5 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll keep it right here. And outstanding first half by the Lions, taking advantage of those turnovers and forcing the turnovers. Don't forget, we've got our Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating Player of the Game that we're going to announce. I tell you, some early candidates for that. How about Braden Wakey? 2 fumble recoveries.
Absolutely.
You got Bishing with a touchdown but catch. Wakey, a touchdown catch. Well, leading candidate right now would have to be Wakey. 2 fumble recoveries and a touchdown.
He has. We've also had 2 touchdown passes from Skelcher, who just keeps the ball alive all the time. They've just not been able that last drive twice, it looked like we were kind of dead in the water, and he finds the receiver and just kind of flips it to him. Nothing fancy, but just getting the job done. You got to tip your cap to that kind of play.
So the kick taken at the 15-yard line by the Hornets, just trying to run out the clock and thrown out of bounds with .08 remaining on the return from Devin Hugg. And so you know Nashville's just going to snap the ball and take a knee.
Would have been nice if we could let another 0.8 seconds roll off on that one. That was.
And you know what? One thing, look at those Nashville right now. They're just, maybe it's just the end of the half. I'll save my comment for right now. You know, but just like kind of disbelief by the Nashville Hornets, maybe, is the best way to describe it. Malavi steps up under center, takes the snap, takes the knee. That's going to end the first half. Good first half. Wasn't pretty, but the Lions lead it 21-7. Stay with us. Our SI Rejuvenation halftime show is coming up next here on News Radio WJPF.
Listening to Carterville Lions football. News Radio 1340. WJPF 258 DP 99.5 FM.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching online. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Carterville High School on a Friday night. It's Dave McKenzie along with Keenan Clark. Carterville here at the halftime leads 21-7, taking advantage of 3 first-half fumbles and an interception to lead this game 21-7. Your first-half thoughts?
Well, I think the key has been, neither team has played a beautifully clean game. Carterville's made their own mistakes, don't get me wrong, but the ability of our team, Carterville, to capitalize on those mistakes has really been the difference.
It all started on the very first possession for the Nashville Hornets. They won the toss and elected to receive, and on the first play, Malavi dropped back, and it was the interception from Aiden Hinton as he cut across the face of the receiver, picked it off, and took it all the way down to the Nashville 24-yard line. So Carterville was set up perfectly on their first possession, 1st and 10 from the Nashville 24. 7 plays later, Carterville couldn't do anything with it, and there was a couple of big penalties in there, especially on a 2nd and 9 play in which they had picked up the first down, and a holding call brought the ball back and took it to the 21. Carterville gave it back to the Hornets on the change of possession. Nashville gets it back with 9:34 remaining in the first. 8 plays later, Carterville forces a 3 and out, and the punt by the Hornets. Carterville gets it back, 7:27 mark, and they score on the 3rd play of the drive, a 28-yard strike from Brandon Skelcher to Riley Crane with 5:57 remaining in the first.
Yeah, really nice pattern there, and I think we went back to that several times because they had found something in it, and then later on we tried to get Bishing. We sort of deked him on that pattern a little bit, cut out to the outside, and had another opening. So I think we're starting to see some things on their defensive side that we can play with.
The extra point from Riley Crane was good. Carterville led it 7-0 with the 5:57 mark of the first. Nashville gets it back, and they go on a 9-play drive, capping it off a 3-yard run by the quarterback, J.T. Malavi, with 2:06 remaining. And at the end of the first quarter, we were tied 7-7. Nashville has it. Carterville has it at the change of the quarter, wind up punting the ball away. Nashville gets it back. They have to punt it away. And then Carterville Aiden Hinton fumbled the ball at the 8:36 mark, and I noticed that on that play, he was a little bit slow getting up after that fumble. He did make his way to the sideline, and he's yet to return since that play, nursing some type of leg issue on the near sideline.
He seemed to be moving a lot better whenever they went in at halftime. He was actually running on both feet. He didn't seem to have much of a limp. Van Horn was also running in, but I mean, Van Horn didn't look like he was ready for Dancing with the Stars or anything yet. But he was moving a lot better. So hopefully those guys can rest up and heal.
So Nashville got the ball back after the fumble from Hinton. 3 plays later, it was a bad snap to quarterback J.T. Malavi, and Braden Wakey falls on it, giving the Carterville Lions the ball back at the 8:06 mark. 4 plays later, Carterville is forced into a 3-and-out. Nashville gets it back with 6:31 remaining in the second quarter. And on the 7th play of the drive, another bad snap that Malavi couldn't fall on, but Braden Wakey for the Lions fell on it. Carterville gets it back. Then it was 7 plays later, a 15-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Skelcher to Nick Bishing, and that gave the Lions the 14-7 lead.
Again, we had just tried that and with Crane a couple of times and had just missed or just a little bit off, and Bishing comes through and they have that connection and runs it in untouched.
Another bad snap on Nashville's next possession. Carterville gets it back, and just before the end of the first half, it was Brandon Skelcher to Braden Wakey, a 2-yard touchdown pass, extra point good from Riley Crane. Lions lead it. That's where we stand right now, 21-7. Good first half of football. Like you said, it wasn't pretty for either team, but effective for the Lions.
It was, and we cleaned it up, I think, in the second half. Looking back on it, like our sloppy play was the first few series. We still built up that lead, but I feel like as the game has progressed, our kids have kind of got settled in a little bit faster than Nashville's has. Big
game here in Southern Illinois, and here at the half, the Lions have the 14-point lead. It is 21-7. We're going to go on and take another break here on our SI Rejuvenation halftime show, and when we come back, I'll update scores from around Southern Illinois. Lions lead this one 21-7 here against the Nashville Hornets on News Radio WJPF.
Darren Canard has made it up here for some
Is he?
relief in the press box.
Good.
Hey, you turned that down earlier. Hey, do you need any pointers on talking publicly like this? Is there anything we can help you with?
Some days.
Just wing it. See what happens. It's good to see you, man.
You doing all right?
Yeah, great. It's not 180 degrees, and it's not 20 degrees. So.
Welcome back to Carterville High School. Happy Friday to you, Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark here, and the newest member of our River Radio staff, River Radio Sports Central, Mr. Darren Canard. How are you, Bob?
I'm great, Dave. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and I'm super excited to have you helping and doing what DK does for River Radio. And you've been at it a week now, and what's your thoughts jumping out of the box?
It's been a whirlwind first week. I joked Monday. It felt like I was a new kid at school again. Had a new box of crayons and everything. And but no, it's been great. The folks at River have been so welcoming, and we've just pretty much just jumped in with both feet. And we're off and running.
Not like we're not familiar with each other. We all run the same circles, and But let's talk about what you've seen here tonight, here between this game and the Lions and Hornets.
And obviously, you don't expect Nashville to put the ball on the turf as many times as they did in the first half. That's just very uncharacteristic of them. I thought up until the final 2 minutes that, wow, these are two really good defensive football teams. And then Carterville, got that extra break. They scored and then get the turnover. What a momentum boost that is going into halftime to put up the 2 scores like that. But at the end of the day, the strangeness for me is the fact that this game is week 2, and it's not for a conference title.
I know.
I mean, it's a good non-conference game. I mean, but at the end of the day, we're used to seeing these two battle for conference titles.
Yeah, like week 6.
Yes.
It's just been. You talk about that and how important this game is, win or lose. It doesn't matter because it's going to be the points when they're counting at the end of the year.
Absolutely, and this is a situation where when they're both in the same conference, you don't really pay that much attention to. But the reality is this is a 2A versus a 4A game. And for Nashville, you have nothing to lose coming on the road facing a non-conference 4A squad. And it's just going to make you better down the road. And that's not to say that if Carterville would lose, it would be some catastrophic loss. Look, Nashville's good, and they have been for years. And they've got some dudes, and you know that as they go, they're not going to turn the ball over like they did in the first half here tonight.
No, and like you said, mentioned in the non-conference, and you look at your non-conference schedule, Carterville has to schedule 5 non-conference games this year.
Right.
And so you want to be able to get teams that you're familiar with, that people want to see. St. Joe's coming down. That's going to be a really fun game. They've always got a great program up there. The last couple of years, our non-conference schedule included Heron, but you're right. You want to put together a game that people want to see.
Yeah, and and again, this is a game that will make both these teams better.
Absolutely.
Again, it doesn't have the stakes that we're used to seeing these two have, but that doesn't mean that you can't get something out of it. And again, the way Nashville can spread the ball around, and you may not see that a lot, but you're going to see it eventually down the road in the playoffs. Somebody's going to be able to throw the ball, and so from a Carterville perspective, it's good to see a JT Malavi in the way, that Nashville can spread it around. And the flip side is from Nashville, when you see a team as big as Carterville is and still have, pretty good athletes, this is a legit 4A team that they're playing. So, again, I think it's a plus for both teams. And again, the scheduling can be such a nightmare. And especially now Carterville's had to deal with it at the Mississippi side. They get to the other side, and there's still only 5 teams in there.
Yeah.
So you still have to deal with that odd week. And that's the thing that probably stood out to me when you looked at the schedule. In football, you might have one game, but pretty much it's whatever your schedule is, it's just flipped from the year before.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this year, you have the South 7. South 7 opened tonight with Mount Vernon and Carbondale week 2.
Yes.
What in the world? And then the Black Diamond flipped over this year. So none of those schedules are the same. So it's for a guy that's a creature of habit like me, you pretty well know which week is what game, and I do not have that this year.
Well, I said to Brett Dial doing preseason interviews, and I said, I like the fact that we have 4 home games coming up in a row. I said, you're like my best friend this year. Next year, not so much, because those will all be road games in a row, and they're big ones too.
Yeah,
so.
and that's the thing is that, in this kind of odd year, that transitional year, it's going to set up for some situations over the next 2 years that could maybe not be in your best interest. But, again, with the way football is, you've got to be happy that you're not hitting on the road for a 4 hour somewhere, or having to, go across the river somewhere, and so you kind of take them where you can get them.
But like you said, hats off to the athletic directors who have to make these changes. These are not easy. People can sit back and say, well, why don't we play this team and why don't we play them? But it doesn't always work out schedule-wise. Just because you want to play so-and-so on your free week 2, that's if they can get free on week 2, then that creates a problem somewhere else. And it's trouble all over Southern Illinois. Like you said, you get
Right, and that's what you see with Vienna, Goreville, and Sparta bowing out, and these teams are trying. Carmine never did find anybody week 3 because the team that Sparta was going to play didn't want to play, and I don't think Johnston City and Carlisle they were the ones that, but they couldn't agree on a game, and so now you're in that spot. Well, just because I have an open date doesn't mean that there's anybody else. Because it's not only you got to find a school that's pretty close to the same size. You're hoping it's pretty close in the same talent level. But you can't go, and especially later in the year, you can't go and play somebody 2 or 3 classes up and lose a bunch of dudes and be hurt down the stretch.
You see, South 7 really struggles with that because they can't find schools their size around here. So how many years have we seen Marion and Mount Vernon and Carbondale have to travel a long way to pick up teams that some of us have never heard of?
Exactly.
Darren, let's talk about River Radio Sports Central. The social media's been buzzing all week. What's next?
Yeah, that's the starting place right now. We got some exciting things on the way. But folks out there, go search River Radio Sports Central on Facebook and Twitter, and we're pushing all of our content there. And I'll just put that for now. And there's again exciting things ahead, but even ahead, that's going to be a hub. That the social media is a great tool. It can be a detriment in some ways, but not for not what we're doing, and not for sports fans, because it's a way that they can get all the information they want in one click.
We're glad to have you, bud.
Thank you.
Darren Canard joining us here on our halftime show. Both teams making their way out of the locker room for second half action. We will take our final break here on our SI Rejuvenation halftime show. We'll return. Second half action is next on News Radio WJPF. West Frankfort up on Heron, 12-8 at the half. Collinsville shutting out Centralia, 27-0. And Carbondale beating Mount Vernon, 16-10.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's going to be an exciting finish.
Yeah. Hey, everybody online, good evening to you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Welcome back to Carterville High School on your Friday night at the half, 21-7. Carterville on top of the Nashville Hornets. Let's update scores from around Southern Illinois. In the third quarter, Murfreesboro leads Anna Jonesboro 14-7. West Frankfort at the half leads Heron 12-8. It is Carbondale leading Mount Vernon 16-10. That would be a big upset.
Yeah, it would, and I'd really like to. I really like to know how that game finishes out, because it's going to be a knockdown drag out.
Marion leads at Granite City 24-0. That is second quarter score, and that is all we have on high school football scores. Don't forget, you can head over to 1035ESPN.com, and that's where you'll find the Banterra Bank scoreboard. Let's update other scores from around Southern Illinois. DuQuoin leads Harrisburg 20-6 at the half. Let's see here. Pinckneyville getting beat by Sparta. Pinckneyville getting beat by Cesar 28-14. Cesar was the replacement game since Sparta couldn't play and field a varsity team this year. The Rangers are shutting out the Chester Yellow Jackets in shutout and blowout fashion, 33-0. That is at the half. Edwardsville leads Cahokia 20-6. Let's see. Let me back up. And Collinsville shutting out Centralia 27-0. And that's it from South Severn Conference play. Flora leads Christopher 14-6 at the half. Fairfield over El Dorado 24-6. And Johnston City over Edco 36-0. It is 21-0 here. Keenan, what do you expect to see here in the second half?
Well, if I know Brett Dial, I don't think that we're going to say, well, we have a 14-point lead. Let's just take care of the ball and be conservative. He's going to come out throwing punches just like he would any other time. Down 14, up 14, I don't think it's going to matter. Nashville, obviously, they do what they do. They're a tempo team. They play fast. They get the ball in the perimeter. They try to throw it. They're not going to change much. I think the second half's going to look a lot like the first half. I
think so as well. And looking forward to it, you can bet the conversation for Coach Kazuchik over on the far sideline was, we have to hang on to the ball. Center, you got to give me a good snap, and we got to get a hold of the football.
Yeah, they're going to make some adjustments to try to clean a few things up. But, again, I don't know how much of that is just sloppiness on their part and how much we're confusing them a little bit. Defensively, I think Sean Geralds and Jake Wakey, they do a lot of things. And it's a very complex system. Whereas some of the teams Nashville plays, they may have more of a basic system at times. I don't know. But I think that we've really given them trouble. And like you said, when you look up and you've got our defensive line coming at you, it's not easy to do your job.
You know what? Carterville scored 2 touchdowns in the final minute 42 of the first half, and going to get the ball to start play here in the second half.
Yeah, Nashville ran one play on offense to start the game, and it was a turnover.
And the kick is away. Big high hop is taken and picked up at the 30-yard line. Out, I believe, that may be Riley Crane that picked that ball up, and that's where Carterville is going to start things off with 11:55 on the clock. And Carterville has the football, and they would love to extend this 14-point lead. So
that ball took a little bit of a funny hop, and he jumps up and catches it one-handed, and once again, just does a nice job of ducking his head and getting what they'll give him, and we'll take the ball at the 32-yard line.
It's those big old paws that he has. You know. So here come the Lions, moving left to right on your radio dial. Ball is 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line for the Lions, actually the 31 officially, as Brandon Skelcher from quarterback takes the snap. Swing pass out to the right side. That is Riley Crane. He gets it across the 40, 45 midfield, makes a move at the 45 and comes down and fumbled the football. And excuse me, that was Aiden Hinton on the reception, and he's on the turf holding that knee, and the fumble, are they going to say it was? He took a shot right on the knee.
I haven't seen a designation.
I think they're going to say that he was down before he fumbled the ball. It was a big gain.
From what it looked like to me, when he got flipped over, I felt like he was holding on to the ball with one hand. That hand hits the ground and the ball rolls out.
Yep.
I don't know what the designation is on that for being down or fumbling.
Ground can't cause a fumble.
If that's the case, then it should not be ruled a fumble from what I saw. Now, the ref had about the same angle that I had, and he's about 150 feet closer. So
yeah, I would say so.
We'll just go with what he says for now.
Aiden Hinton still being checked out by the training staff for the Carterville Lions. Coach Brett Dial is out there with his Lions, his running back, Aiden Hinton. Also out there.
I've not seen Van Horn back in on the sideline. I'm not sure that he's out there with the team right now. So it looks like Eamon Cozy may be taking up some of the workload here. We also have the option, Bishing's kind of a do-it-all kind of guy. I wouldn't be surprised to see him line up in the backfield, and let's find ways to get him the ball.
Hinton is on his feet, getting just a little bit of assistance, but
the down markers are set up for a Nashville ball. Either that or it's 1st and 0.
So, big play. It is going to be Nashville football.
I just thought it was strange. I never saw them
No.
signal direction. The two referees got together and talked for a little bit, and they never signaled to the stands what was going on.
First and 10 from their own 42-yard line for the Hornets. Throwing it out, and a nice catch. Are they going to count it? They're going to say it was a catch, a gain of 3, bringing up 2nd down and 7. It was Blaine Emmerich on the reception on the throw from J.T. Malavi for the Hornets.
Malavi was in a dead sprint away from the line of scrimmage when he turned and threw that ball. He was getting tracked down.
From the 45, Malavi gives it to Miller, his running back, and he's wrapped up right there. Still fights forward for a yard and a half, but big pop and quick hands there by the Carterville D.
Luke Johnson stuck him right at the line of scrimmage, and he fell forward for maybe a couple of yards still.
Clock roll.
Luke's not a little guy either.
No, he's not. So it's 3rd and 5, a gain of 2 officially for the Hornets from the 47-yard line. Malavi, a lot of motion, brings 3 receivers to the near side. They are moving right to left. Puts another man in motion to the outside and a flag, and that's going to be a false start on the Hornets, and that's going to back them up.
Had a false start on Brenner Inman. He just jumps a little bit, just kind of a false movement comes up. And then when they blew the whistle through the flag, he stayed in his position for a good 5 seconds after everybody else. I thought maybe he was trying to erase that little mistake there.
So instead of a 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 10, now from the 42-yard line. And as we see Peyton Van Horn making his way from the locker room, no shoulder pads on, still pretty gimpy on that knee. So his evening is done, and Carterville's second running back, Hinton, is down as well. Pass across the middle is caught out there by Isaac Blazer. Big time play, good catch, and a big gain gives the Hornets first down.
That was a really good catch. The ball was thrown, he was in stride. It wasn't like he was wide open. Crane was right on his hip, but the ball was thrown out in front of him, and he didn't have to slow down for it. Crane brings him right down immediately.
1st and 10 from the 36-yard line of the Lions. Nashville quick to the line of scrimmage. They waste no time. Malavi, 2 receivers right, left, 3 to the right. Wants to throw, feels some pressure, puts it up. It could be picked off, and it falls incomplete.
Flag.
And a pass interference would probably be called on Carterville's Riley Crane.
Our coaches are not going to like that call.
No,
Coach
they're
Lyle's
not.
in his ear right now. I think he was already falling down.
I agree.
The fact that he was falling down, he kind of Crane just kind of stumbles over him and puts his hands out, but I'm not sure that there was anything malicious that would have impacted that. But there was flags from both directions.
So that's going to put the Hornets deep into Carterville territory from the 21-yard line. Be 1st and 10 from the Carterville 21. Clock rolls with 9:50 remaining here in the 3rd game. Score is 21-7 Carterville, but Nashville threatening here in the 3rd quarter. Malavi has one running back on his right hip, has trip receivers to the near side. Trying to get the Lions to jump, they don't. Puts that running back in motion, and that is Colburn. It moves out to the right side of the line of scrimmage. In the receiver slot, and a timeout is called by the Nashville Hornets and head coach Steven Kazuchik. We'll take a break as well. 21-7 is our score here. We'll be back in 60 seconds on News Radio WJPF. Boom, boom, boom. Who was that message from?
Hawkins?
21-7 our score here at Carterville. 9:27 on the clock. Coming out of the timeout, Malavi takes the shot, takes the snap. Actually, it's a direct snap to the running back. That is Colburn, and his carry, Colbaum rather, his carry is short, and he's down on the turf over on the far sideline, slow to get up here. Game's kind of been a game of attrition for both these teams as Colburn finally gets back up and makes his way back toward the huddle.
You know, Andrew Johnson was in on that one as well, and he was a little slow to get up and get himself back on the defensive end.
2nd and 7 from the Carterville 19. Carterville needs a defensive stand here. They've gotten him a couple of times here in this game. Malavi, receivers 3 to the left side, 1 to the far side. Going to keep it himself wrapped up, loses about 2.5 on that carry.
You know, we have not said Chandler Jones' name all night, and we finally see him break through. Good tackle in the backfield. We heard a lot of him last week. This week he's been bottled up a little bit. I think people have caught on to where he's at. But really nice job of breaking through, getting a tackle for a loss. We needed that.
You've mentioned his name about 4 or 5 times here just in the second half.
Yeah.
3rd and 10. That was a loss of 3. So the ball back at the 22 for the Hornets. Malavi. Low snap, handles it well, throws it across the middle, has a man there, and it's going to be the touchdown to Samuel Colburn, and it's going to be a 22-yard touchdown pass from Malavi to Colburn here with 7:56 on the clock.
He found a seam in the middle of the field, and Malavi put it right on his numbers. It was a nice play.
21-13, 7:56 remaining. And coming on to do the kicking now is Big Griffin Bocanton. 6'4", 290-pounder. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman. He does the kicking. The snap, and the kick is good. 21-14. Lions hold on to a 7-point lead, but they're getting the ball back here with 7:56 remaining in the third quarter. Lions lead it 21-14 on News Radio WJPF.
Nashville 14. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? This is the last call for 50/50. If you have not purchased your 50/50 ticket yet, please do so on the concourse at this time. Thank you.
(21-14) is our score here at Carterville. Carterville's going to get the ball back after the 22-yard touchdown pass from J.T. Malavi to Colburn, Samuel Colbaum, rather. And that cut the lead down to 7. Keenan Clark and Carterville, they need a time-consuming drive.
They do.
To get the ball back when they get the ball back.
The one play that we ran before we fumbled it, keep in mind we picked up, 30 yards, 40 yards before we turned the ball over. It's not like our offense is stagnant right now. Our offense has scored and moving the ball. You just need to take care of it.
Well, I say that, and now, with 2 running backs out of the game for Carterville, so maybe it's the passing. You're going to have Amon Cozy out there, but
Amon Cozy was out there for our 2 touchdowns at the end of the first half. So, like I said, they're just going to change their package a little bit, send it back out there, and do what they do.
Ball is setting at the 35 as the kickoff went out of bounds. And Carterville's going to have it 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line here with 7:56 remaining in the third quarter. Score was 7-7 at the end of one, 21-7 at halftime. Cozy gets the handoff and just can't get back to the line of scrimmage.
He broke a tackle. as soon as he got the ball, that was probably the worst thing that happened. Dakota Banner came in and picked him up and knocked him back 2 more yards.
2nd down and 11 after the loss of 1 by Cozy. So the ball now at the 34-yard line. Carterville has 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Skelcher looks to throw, feels some pressure, has to roll to his right, dumps it out across the middle, and caught by Braden Wakey. I don't know how he caught it, but he did. And it's going to be a yard short of the first down. So Carterville's looking at a 3rd down and 1 now from the 44-yard line. Nice catch by Wakey.
Well, he's not just strong, or he's not just long, but he's a really strong kid. Like, as far as moving weights in the weight room, he's as good as just about anybody. So when it comes to a little tug of war over the ball, and he's got that leverage, I like his chances.
So here we go. 3rd down and 1, 6:40 remaining in the 3rd.
First down would be really good medicine right now.
Skelch claps his hands. He's going to keep it himself. 1st down and another yard on top of that. 2 yards on top of it. That's going to move the chains. Big 1st down for the Carterville Lions.
He just lowered his head, got in there behind Zach Miller and Grant Gibbons, and they got him the 2 or 3 yards that they needed.
From the 47-yard line of Carterville, it's 1st down and 10. What a beautiful night for football.
Yeah,
man,
it looks
is
really
nice.
good out there. It's the type of night that brings a good crowd to the game.
Carterville's going to be going to West Frankfort next Friday night. 6:10 remaining. Lions football, 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Skelch puts the ball in play, throws it across the middle, has his man. That's Bishing. Makes a move at the 40, the 35, down to 30, down near the 20. Big-time play from Nick Bishing as Carterville is going to move the chains once again.
Brought down by Will Dietrich, but I think that saved the touchdown is what that did.
I think so, too.
He was about to get loose once again, but what a nice job of getting open in the middle of the field and set drag pattern again, and we ran it from the opposite side across this way. It's like we flipped the field here.
1st and 10 now from the 22 of Nashville. Coming across the line for the Lions is Luke Johnson. It's the give to Cozy trying to get outside. And he might have picked up the 20-yard line, gain of 2. Bringing up 2nd down and 8 now from the 20. And we have a whistle and a player down from Nashville. He is down at about the 21, 22-yard line.
When we go to West Frankfort next week, we're going to see former Carterville assistant coach and teacher David Butler. He's working with their program now. Yes,
is that where Dave's at?
That's where he's at.
Timeout on the field with 5:42 remaining here. We'll pause for 30 seconds. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
Coach Butler's doing the offensive, defensive lines over there.
Going to start him right here. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good for him. Welcome back to Carterville High School, 21-14. Don't forget to come taste the legend. That's Polar Whip in Energy. They are a Southern Illinois tradition, now featuring car hops. You can call ahead, 618-988-9210, and they are going to have it waiting for you. They'll even bring it out to your car. That's at the Polar Whip in Energy. Murphy leads in their game 21-7. And Heron just took the lead over West Frankfort 14-12. Of course, West Frankfort, a big win over Massac County week 1.
Yeah.
Carterville will be there week 3. The training staff still working with the Nashville player who's down at the 22-yard line.
I have not gotten a number on the Nashville player that's down.
Let's run through scores from around Southern Illinois while we're under the injury delay here at Carterville. Herron, as we mentioned, leads West Frankfort 14-12. Murphy over Anna Jonesboro 28-7. Pinckneyville getting beat by Cesar-Valier this evening 36-14. DuQuoin at the half had a 20-6 lead over the Harrisburg Bulldogs, and the latest score we have from Benton Chester is 33-0. That was a second quarter score. As we look at South 7 play, Cahokia leads Centralia, shutting them out 34-0. That's Collinsville over Centralia 34-0. Edwardsville beating the Cahokia Comanches 20-6. Carbondale leads Mount Vernon 16-10. Marion over Granite City 40-0 at the half.
Wow.
My gosh.
It's going to be a short second half.
Yes, it is going to be a short second half. Let's look at Black Diamond play. Updating scores. Flora over Christopher 14-6. Fairfield leads El Dorado 32-12. It's Carmi White County. The last score we had was a halftime score. That was 12-8. Johnston City leads Edco 36-0. And that is the update on the latest scores. We're going to go on and take another break. We'll be back in 60 seconds. It is 21-14 here. Lions lead the Hornets on News Radio WJPF. Just a 30. He's walking off. Who is it? Is that 28, Colburn? Colbaum? Wow. The injured player for the Nashville Hornets was number 28, Samuel Colbaum. And
good to see him walk off on his own power, though. He had a little help, but he is walking.
Yep, that as he was down on the turf for a few minutes here. So let's set the stage. It's 5:42 showing on the clock. Lions have a 7-point lead. It's 21-14. And Carterville has the ball facing a second down and 8 from the Nashville 20. Skelcher lobs the pass down the right side. Intended receiver is there. Touchdown Carterville Lions. As on the reception, it is Braden Wakey for Carterville.
I mean, you could not throw a more picture-perfect pass than what he threw right there. Braden has a slight height advantage on the guy covering him, and he put it right over the top of both of them. Braden went up and caught it at its peak. It was a fantastic connection there between Skelcher and Wakey.
5:35 on the clock, and Carterville extends the lead out to 27-14. What a beautiful touch from Brandon Skelcher, and high pointing the ball, the receiver in Braden Wakey. And I tell you what, I think I know who our player of the game could be. Braden Wakey has had an outstanding game as Riley Crane's extra point is good, and Carterville leads it 28-14. What a ball game by Wakey. What a game by Skelcher. What a game by Riley Crane. It's been outstanding.
And a great answer for the Carterville Lions. After Nashville worked so hard, they get the turnover, come down, punch one in, and then Carterville, how many plays was that drive?
That was 6.
6 plays later, gets those points back, extending it back to a 14-point lead.
28-14 is our score. Nashville's going to get it back. We'll pause for 30 seconds here on News Radio WJPF.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We have the winning 50-50 ticket number. Blue ticket 686-566. Again, blue ticket number 686-566. Come up to the press box to collect your winnings, $175.
28-14 is our score. Carterville kicks the ball away to the Nashville Hornets, where it's taken at the 17-yard line, out across the 25 to near the 30-yard line. Did the ball come loose? Maybe not, but Nashville is going to start there. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Stephen Rich's Barber Styling. They are a full-service salon on Division Street in Carterville, where they're open Tuesday through Friday from 8 until 5. They're open Saturday 8 until 2. That is Stephen Rich's Barber Styling.
Number 5, Will Diedrich on the carry for the
5:27 remaining here in the third quarter. Nashville's got it 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line.
From the 31-yard line.
They're going to miss that Samuel Colbon, though, Keenan.
Yes, they are.
He was a big part of the offense. As Malabi throws it out far side, it's caught at the 35 and dropped right there. Good job by the Carterville D. It's going to be a gain of 3 for the Hornets.
What we're seeing here now is your typical Nashville, the team that's gone to state 2 out of the last, 3 years. Just quick, get the ball out on the edge, throw it, take your 3 or 4 yards, whatever you get.
Here comes Malabi.
Here he
He's
comes
going to
again.
keep it on the outside, slides to a stop where he's gets down to the 40-yard line.
Not quite enough for a first down, at least it doesn't appear so.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 2 now as he slid down at the 40. Officially 3rd and 1 from the 40. And if you thought you saw tempo from the Nashville Hornets in the first half, look out the second half. They take their time here as they're trying to get their right players onto the field.
Again, what it does, it frustrates your defense when you're wanting to adjust to what they're in, but they're moving so quickly. See, we did not get set before the ball was snapped there.
My gosh, Miller just bounces off a big hit in the backfield. And coming in and making the initial hit was Luke Johnson, but Miller just bounces off that. Noah Miller, he's a tough running back.
He is. It took Luke Johnson and Zach Miller both to bring him down on that one.
Had enough for the first down, so it's 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Clock continues to roll with 4:15 remaining here in the third quarter. Lions up 28-14. It's 1st and 10 from the 42. Malabi looks to throws it down the left side. Receivers there, and it hits off the back of the defender. And defensively, that was Carson Banks. And we're actually lucky because the receiver, well, that was Maddox Ritzel, and the ball hit off the back of Carson, and Ritzel could have grabbed it and probably just trotted right in.
He juggled it a little bit, but again, Carson he got his hand on the ball and kept it moving, and Ritzel could not grab it with the other hand.
2nd and 10 from the 42. Malabi puts his man in motion. That's Ritzel. It's the quick pitch to Miller. Off right tackle. Out gain of 7, maybe 8 yards. A couple of yards short of the first down. Bringing up 3rd and about 3 now for the Hornets after the gain of 7.
Jamison Jones in on the tackle again. He seems to be taking care of a lot of business over there on that side of the field.
Clock rolls. 3:35 remaining in the third quarter. Malabi, JT Malabi, the quarterback, from the shotgun, gives it to his running back, Miller, puts his head down, picks up 1 yard. He's still going to be 2 yards short. So now, once again, the Hornets are going to be facing a 4th down and short. And it's going to be 4th and 2. A 3 officially from the 49-yard line.
Jones again on the stop, and he had all he could handle to get low enough to stop Miller.
Man, it's wide open on this near side. What's Malabi going to do? Give it to Miller, and
it's going to depend on the spot.
He's going to be short. That's going to be short of a first down, and Carterville defensively holds as the spot is about a yard short of the first down. They look down the line. That's Carterville football as they force the change of possession.
Again,
4 and out.
The defense just taking care of business out there. You've got to stop Miller running the ball right at you 2-3 times at a time, and we've handled it.
Good job by the Carterville D. Now it's the offense turn.
Get an offensive possession for the Lions starting at midfield. The way we've been moving the ball, it's time to hit the accelerator a little bit. Let's get some separation.
28-14. Carterville has the ball in. Excuse me, it's actually in our Carterville territory from the 49-yard line. Skelch from the far hash. Takes the snap. It's the give to Cozy. Cozy gets across midfield to the 45. Tries to cut to the outside. He's brought down at the 40. Out near a first down. And that may move the chains for the Lions, and Amon Cozy on the carry for Carterville.
I still don't think that we've seen him open up the burners yet. I think that he's been bottled up a little bit, and he's showing some bursts and some quick steps, but he's not. I don't think he's got to hit top speed. When he does, I can't wait.
Yeah. So it's 1st and 10, 2.5 remaining in the third. Again, the give to Cozy. Follows his blockers. Gets pulled down from behind, falls forward for a gain of 2, bringing up 2nd down and 8 for the Lions. Carries it out to the 38-yard line of Nashville. That clock just quietly ticks down to 2 minutes remaining here in the third.
We pulled Jackson Smith and Storm Schneider to come over here as lead blockers. That's not an enviable task on whoever's the defensive end linebacker on this side.
But you give credit to Cozy. He just tucks up behind him, takes what they open up for him. 17, 16, 15 on the play clock. Minute 40 on the game clock. Skelch hands it off to Cozy. Bust up the middle again. That quick speed to the hole gives him about 5 on that carry.
I watched our line play on that one, and it looked like our guards and tackles turned everybody out, and center Cole Sims did a really good job of manning up, picking up that linebacker, and getting us those extra yards there. It was a really nice job up the middle in their blocking.
Gain of 5 by Amon Cozy. So with 65 seconds remaining, Carterville looking at a 3rd down and 3 from the 33-yard line. Carterville taking their time, 10 seconds on the play clock now. This will probably be the final play of the third quarter. Skelch claps the hands, gives it to his running back, Cozy, and he fights his way down inside to 30. That's going to move the chains, and Carterville has picked up another 1st down. That's going to be the 2nd 1st down here on this drive. And Carterville's going to have to run one more play before the end of the quarter. 1st and 10 from the 29 of the Nashville Hornets. Here come the Lions, moving left to right on your radio dial. Trying to extend this 14-point lead. They're up 28-14. Cozy on the carry. Oh, got behind the pull guard, cuts it to the outside, makes a move. It down to about the 20-yard line before he's knocked out. Just short of the 20-yard line. So a big run by Amon Cozy, and that is going to close out the third quarter. Carterville leads it 28-14, and they're going to flip the field, and we're going to start the fourth quarter. It's coming up. Lions have the 14-point lead, 28-14. Stay with us here on News Radio WJPF.
I'm going to step out when you go back. I'll jump in your ear when I'm back.
Okay.
Thought the DuQuoin Harrisburg score was interesting.
What's that?
I said I thought the DuQuoin Harrisburg score was interesting. With DuQuoin up 20-6.
Yeah. We're heading to the fourth quarter. Carterville has the football and a 14-point lead. They lead at 28-14, and they're driving here as they have it 2nd down and 3 from the Nashville 22-yard line. And at the end of the first quarter, we were tied 7-7. At the half, Carterville had the 14-point lead, 21-7. Here it's 28-14. Carterville has the ball to start play in the fourth quarter, and driving here, Keenan Clark, and Boy, another touchdown right here would look really good.
It would. And how about this half of Amon Cozy?
Outstanding.
When your number's called and we need you to step up and fill in the spot, he has done more than would be expected of him.
Peyton Van Horn out with an ankle injury. Aiden Hinton out with an apparent knee injury. Skelcher pump fakes, feels some pressure, rolls away for the pressure, throws it up and out of bounds. Great play by Brandon Skelcher, and he thought maybe he got roughed, but a good decision by Brandon to just get rid of it.
Yes, don't turn the ball over. Don't take a loss. Just throw it out of bounds, and he threw it out of bounds by about 30 yards. Really smart play right there. You still have third and 3, and you've got, you're going to get 2 plays to get the ball 3 yards. We don't have to score here. Let's grab a couple.
Parker Poole and Nick Bishing, the receivers on the near side. It is Braden Wakey out on the far side. Amont Cozy, the running back for the Lions. Skelch gives it to Cozy, busts it straight up the gut, across the 15 to the 10 to the 5, spin, baby! That's Amont Cozy
there he goes.
with a touchdown of 22 yards.
I think we got to see his speed that time.
And there is that entire Carterville sideline is so happy for Amon Cozy.
Good deal. Great hole up the middle, and once he got past the line of scrimmage, he did all the work by himself. Like, he did a fantastic job of, I don't know if anybody touched him until he got to the end zone.
Look at Smurf. Look at Brett. Everybody out to congratulate and head slap Amon Cozy. That is outstanding. And Carterville with 11:43 showing here on the clock in the fourth quarter. The touchdown, the kick is up and good, and it is 35-14 after the 22-yard touchdown run from the big man himself, Amon Cozy. And Lions are up 35-14. We'll pause for 60 seconds here on News Radio WJPF. We'll keep it here as Carterville scores on the 22. You said, wouldn't it be nice for him to get the big run here to close it out?
It'd be nice just to see him have enough space to hit full speed, and he got it right there. He was cooking when he got to the defensive back, and now he's out here on the kickoff team.
Amon Cozy, the 5'5 junior, the 22-yard touchdown run, and man, that's a backbreaker if you're the Nashville Hornets.
Yeah, you've got a lot of ground to make up. Now, they do score fast, but tonight that scoring has it's been pretty sparse for them. They still haven't figured out what we're doing defensively, and they seem to be running for their lives half the time.
Riley Crane on to do the kicking, kicks it away, and it is going to be taken at the 15-yard line by the Hornets. Out across the 20 to the 25 to the 30, 35 out near the 40-yard line before being brought down. And so it's going to be good field position for Nashville with 11:35 remaining here in this game. It's 1st and 10 now, and they are going to mark the ball down at the 37-yard line of Nashville.
He was pushed out of bounds by Ryan Norman there, and it's really nice to get guys who aren't necessarily getting a lot of reps on offense and defense that can come in and still make sure you have a solid special team unit so that your other guys, that extra minute and a half, 2 minutes, where you don't have to prep and get out there and run for a play, that makes a big difference. There's the screen pass on the left side that they love to do.
They get it out to the outside and driven out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of about 6, it looks like. It's going to move the chain, bring it up 2nd down and 4 now for the Hornets.
Well, quarterback with a deep drop, and then we're attacking him, and they try to run the screen. But if you remember last week, we knocked a couple of those down. We've got some big guys to throw over. Our height and size gives the screen team trouble.
Malavi, who works mostly from the shotgun, feels some pressure, steps up, tucks the ball, and Carterville's defense got to him for a loss of about 3. There's about 3 players there being led by Zach Miller defensively.
Yeah, I think Braden Wakey got in there to him as well. But like you said, he didn't have anywhere to go.
So clock continues to roll, 10.5 remaining. It is 3rd down and 7 from the 42 for the Hornets. Malavi rolls to his right. Throws it, gets it away, caught and falling forward into Carterville territory. Nice job on the reception there by Isaac Blazer.
So I saw something there that you don't see every time, but we took Zach Miller, who plays just about every interior defensive position, moved him out to the defensive end, and he was out here. We must have we knew the ball was coming this way, and we were like, well, we're gonna put one of our dudes out there and let you play towards him.
So Malavi has it on the near hash at the Carterville 49-yard line. Clock rolls under 10 minutes. Nashville wants to score as quickly as they can. They trail at 35-14, a 21-point lead for the Lions. It's the give to Miller, and he's bottled up right there, and it's going to be a loss of 2.
Chandler Jones again.
He's been outstanding here in the second half.
Both the Joneses have.
Yeah. It's a loss of 3 officially, bringing up 2nd and 13. The ball sets at the 48-yard line. Malavi, low snap, does pick it up, throws it out left side, just throws it up. The receiver goes up and hits him right in the chest, and he drops it. Did I see a flag?
I thought I saw a flag in the offensive backfield, but I don't see it on the field now. So I don't know what it was that caught my. Somebody may have had a chin strap fly off or something.
Maybe that's what it was.
Mouthpiece.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 13 now from the 48-yard line. Coming up, we are going to have our Charlie's Air Conditioning Player of the Game, our John A. Logan College Coaches Interview with Coach Brett Dial. And that is all coming up here on our post-game show. Carterville defense, get a stop here. Malavi throws it near side, popped right there. No place to go.
Well played.
Great job defensively by Parker Poole.
Parker Poole says, I'm going to give you 10 yards. Go ahead and come out 10 yards because you have 20 to go. And so he gave him the space. As soon as he caught it, he collapsed.
Isaac Blazer had the catch, but Poole was like, you're not getting away from me.
So no, he was conceding that.
4th and 8 now for the Hornets from the Carterville 47-yard line. Just below us here at Carterville High School.
Right now, defensively, you need to know where the first down marker is at. And don't give him anything. And he gave it right on it.
Malavi got it to his receiver, and he's got a first down.
Looks like it, yes.
And on the reception, it was Will Dietrich.
Nick Bishing gets him down on the tackle, and he gets up. Get a little bit of a limp, but not enough to. He's not going to look over at the sideline. He doesn't want to give him an opportunity to take him out.
So
He's going to fight through it here.
Keeps the drive alive. 1st and 10 from the 38 for the Hornets. After the catch by Dietrich. Miller was in motion. The pass comes near side, and that's Dietrich once again, and he caught it and fell down and is going to lose 2 yards on that reception. So now
he would have been better off to just let it drop.
Yeah, 2nd and 12. After the loss of 2, the ball at the 40-yard line.
Again, set up another screen, this time to the near side, but it just wasn't there, and he couldn't get the pass over the top of Wakey on this side, or is that Doan over here?
Yep.
He couldn't get the pass over Doan in order to complete it.
Don't forget, next week, Lions are on the road at West Frankfort. Malavi. Pass knocked down. Great job come flying in there for the Carterville Lions, and them big hands, them big paws. That's Luke Johnson.
Again, 6'1" Luke Johnson getting his hand up. And Malavi is as good as he is. And he's 5'9". He's dealing with a bunch of big bodies he's got to work over.
You could hear that big old club hit the football on that one when he knocked that to the turf. You got to remember that Luke was dealing with a hand issue. Just got the brace off his hand here this week. He played at Benton with a bit of a brace on that hand.
Yeah, he had a big club last week.
Yeah. 7:26 remaining in the game. It's 3rd and 12. Pass near side. The receiver had his back turned. That was intended for Brance Lusenheide. So now it's 4th and 12. And can Carterville get another defensive stop here? This is the 11th play of this drive for the Hornets. started back at their own 37-yard line. They picked up 2 first downs. Now Malavi from the shotgun. Puts a man in motion. Looked like somebody jumped early. Lobs it up over the top of his receiver, and it's slapped down and out of the way. Incomplete.
Smart play there. He didn't try to intercept it. If you intercept it and you get tackled, we'll have the ball on the 20-yard line. It was 4th and long. You knock it down, we get the ball back at the line of scrimmage. It was probably a plus 20 yards by him not intercepting the ball, and he had a chance to pull it down.
Yes, he did.
Really good play by Parker Poole. Smart play, and it gets us a little bit better field position right here.
7:17 remaining. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by IBEW Local 702. Proud supporter of Carterville Lions Sports. IBEW Local 702. Dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. It's 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Lions. IBEW is going to bring you your post-game show as Amon Cozy gets the carry up the gut again, falls out to about the 43-yard line. A gain of 3, bringing up 2nd down and 7 now for Carterville.
The backbreaker right now for Nashville is that you can't invest the time it takes to put together an 8- and 10-yard drive and then come up with no points. If you're going to put together a 10-play, 10 or 12-play drive, that's going to consume some time. You've got to come out with something with the amount of time that's left in this game. We're down under 7 minutes, and so they're running out of opportunities.
And Carterville's going to run that play clock down every chance they get.
Now it's time to just kind of let the play clock drip.
Like a good pot of coffee.
I agree.
That sounds good. 6:30 remaining in the game. Skelcher's going to keep it. Out across midfield, has enough for a Carterville first down. That'll move the chains.
It's going to buy us another 2 minutes, or another minute or so at least.
Nice read by Skelch to keep it. Cozy was right there on the RPO. As Skelch found the opening, slipped through, picked up the first down, moved the chains, keeps the clock moving. It's 1st and 10 now from the 49 of Nashville.
Yeah, he's probably reading the positioning of one of the defensive linemen, and if it's a specific position, he knows to hand off here. If not, he's going to take it up on the other side.
At the end of 3, Heron leads West Frankfort 21-18. Murphy wins at AJ 28-7 this evening. 35-14 here with 6 minutes remaining. Carterville has the ball, running the clock. Skelch gives it to Cozy. Cozy popped right there, about a half a yard gain, bringing up 2nd down and 9 from the 48-yard line for the Lions.
I'm going to swap out some linemen here. We brought in Zach Miller to be on the offensive line, taking out Owen Stevenson, just trying to get these guys some breaks. I mean,
Harrisburg Bulldogs have come back. They lead 32-27 over DuQuoin.
Is that right?
That's a fourth quarter
I thought that
score.
was an interesting score earlier with DuQuoin up
They did too.
by so much, but now it's turned into a shootout.
DuQuoin won big a week ago.
Yeah.
2nd down and 8 from the 47 for Carterville. Skelch gives it to Cozy, busts through, dodges one defender, falls forward to the 40-yard line, going to be about a yard short. And so I'm sure Coach Brett Dial likes those 3rd down and 1 plays. And that's what he's facing right now.
You've got a lot of options, and I don't think we're in a position to punt right now. I think I could be wrong, but I think we're going to take 2 shots. If it doesn't work here, we'll go again.
Benton blasting Chester 50-0. Sesser over Pinckneyville 44-21.
You know, those games matter. A lot of people will say, well, what do we care about the Benton-Chester game? But Benton gets a win. That's a playoff point for us. That, you know, sometimes a few playoff points is the difference between driving to Rochester or hosting Freeburg.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I mean, I don't want to play either team, but still.
Kelsey, first down and more for the Lions, and that's going to keep the chains moving.
So you want your conference teams to win, or your season-long opponents, you want them to win whenever they're not here.
Clock rolls to about 4:10 remaining. 1st and 10 from the Nashville 37. Carterville won 28-0 a year ago over these Nashville Hornets. And like Darren Canard was saying earlier, this is weird. It's a week 2 matchup between these two teams. Usually it's a week 6 matchup and a conference matchup, but not the case here tonight. Non-conference. First and 10 from the 37. Again, the give to Cozy. And he slips through the hole, gets out to about the 30-yard line. Gain of 7, second down and 3.
Once again, I feel like our line's done a really good job. We have rarely had anybody hit in the backfield. Anytime that Skelcher's had to deal with any kind of pressure, it's probably because he's rolled out, so we're getting pressure from the outside a little bit. But our offensive line has looked really, really good tonight.
Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in Carterville. They are your York dealer, and they proud to serve the region for over 40 years. Find out more at charliesairandheat.com. It's second down and 3 with 10 seconds on the play clock, 2:55 on the game clock. And it's the quick pitch to Bishing. And it's going to be illegal motion on the Lions. So that's the first penalty. You know what? And I'm looking through quickly through my scribbles here. And I think that may be the first penalty on the Lions here in the second half.
Well, we mentioned that early on it was really sloppy, and then we cleaned things up, and we got things cleaned up a lot faster than Nashville did. When I say we, I mean the Carterville Lions got it cleaned up a lot faster than Nashville did, and that is really that's created this gap to begin with, that 14-point gap, which now turned into 21.
Second and 8 from the 35. Clock rolls down to 2:35. Skelch is going to keep it himself. Just falls forward. Little short gain of 3. And now the Lions are going to be facing a third down and 5. 32-yard line. Several candidates for our Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating Player of the Game. Braden Wakey, Brandon Skelcher, Amon Cozy. There's several that we can choose tonight. A win at home for the Lions, 2-0 to open the season. Again, it's the give to Cozy. Has the first down and more as he makes it down to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, I think we're gonna find a way to let this roll out. We're pretty much at the point now where this game's academic. It's all academic from here on out. We've got 1:40 to go. Nashville has 3 timeouts, but they don't seem to be in any hurry to rush them. I think once we get to a point where we can take a knee, we're probably just going to clock it.
Carterville won a week ago, 27-12 on the road at Benton in week 1.
He's going under center now.
Yeah, they're going to take a couple of knees, 16, 15, 14 on the play clock.
I felt that like the clock it just never stopped, that last possession we had. So once we got the ball back and took the air out of Nashville's long drive.
This is the 10th play of the drive. And now the Lions are looking at the 11th play of the drive as we rolls under 1 minute. They'll have to snap it one more time, but that will be the ball game as the Carterville Lions are going to come away from week 2 with a 35-14 win here.
You know, you can survive a split with our schedule. You can maybe survive a split to open up the season, and you're really happy about going 2-0. But it feels great.
You know, Coach Brett
to
Dial
win that second one by 21 points against Nashville.
Coach Brett Dial said after week 2, I would love to be 2-0. I don't want to be 0-2, and I would take 1-1.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to love. He's 2-0 after 2 weeks as the Carterville Lions win it here tonight, 35-14. Stay with us. Our IBEW local 702 postgame show is coming up next. Lions win it 35-14 here on News Radio WJPF.
That's the ball game.
Better each.
Final score, Carterville beats the Nashville Hornets 35-14.
90 here and then 60 as your player of the game before the coach.
Okay.
You're listening to Carterville Lions football. News Radio 1340. JPF Aaron. W258DP Aaron. 99.5 FM. I will keep an extra breaker on if you need it.
Okay.
We want to thank everyone for coming out again today. The Lions will be back in action next week on the road at West Frankfort. Then we'll pick back up in action here at Lions Field on September 15th when Carterville takes on the Heron Tigers.
Welcome back to Carterville High School, where the Lions just knock off the Nashville Hornets here tonight. 35-14, the final score. And Keenan Clark, what a ball game this turned out to be for the Carterville Lions.
Well, Carterville couldn't have scripted it any better. They were in control the whole game. It felt like throughout the entire night that, you know, it was our ball game. I never really had this feeling of being unsettled or, okay, here's Nashville's time. They're putting it on us. They came back and tied it up early on, and, man, we just, right after that, come down and pick up a good answer touchdown on the other end. Like, that's how you win ball games right there. That's great. Here, yeah, you can have that.
Yeah, what a ball game. Carterville now 2-0 after the 35-14 win tonight. You know, it was 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Carterville scored first. They led it 7-0 after the 28-yard touchdown strike from Skelcher to Braden Crane, Riley Crane. That was at the 5:57 mark of the first quarter. Nashville comes back and answers on the 3-yard touchdown run by J.T. Malavi at the 2:06 mark. At the end of the first, it was 7-7. Carterville then scored. But in the second quarter, Nashville developed the fumbles as they fumbled it 3 times, and 2 of the 3 recoveries were by Braden Wakey. Carterville scores on a 15-yard touchdown pass from Skelcher to Bishing to go up 14-7, and then just a minute 36 seconds later, they score again after Nashville fumbles the ball back to the Lions. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Skelcher to Wakey. At the half, it was 21-7. Carterville fumbles the ball and giving it back to Nashville. They go down and score on a 22-yard pass from Malavi to Kolbaum at the 7:56 mark of the third quarter. Then Carterville comes right back, and that was important. Just a minute and about 2 minutes and 30 seconds later, a 20-yard touchdown pass from Skelcher to Wakey, and Carterville went back up by 2 touchdowns, 28-14.
And that's what we're seeing out of this team this year. We're really seeing some good character. When things aren't going our way, or sort of a mishap or a fumble or anything that's not been going our way, that touchdown, we answered it. And we've been doing that so far for the first 2 games. Let's keep that up.
And out of all those touchdowns, we're up 28-14. I think my favorite touchdown of the night is the 22-yard touchdown run by Amon Cozy with 11:43 remaining. And he scampered right through, picks up his first high school touchdown, and that gave Carterville the 35-14 lead.
You know, we saw a lot of our scoring options in the first half were created because of the pass, because Skelcher was doing such a good job of doing that. And we were balanced the whole night, but really in that second half, it was the run game that kept us moving down the field.
35-14, the final score. And we're going to have Coach Brett Dial come up and join us here on our IBEW local postgame show for our interview with Coach Brett Dial.
He's on his way. I think he's getting an interview on the field there.
Yeah, I can see where he's at. We're going to go on and take our break right here. Coach will make his way up here. Plus, Keenan and I, when we come back, we're going to name our Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating Player of the Game. Lions win it 35-14 here on News Radio WJPF. Wakey.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
we
so.
could go a couple different ways, but
Oh, no doubt. I mean, you can't overlook the way Skelcher just makes plays, one play after another. But if you're looking for some big plays tonight, like Wakey was there defensively, offensively. I think he did a really nice job.
what do you think, everybody online? Did we make the right call? We'll see.
Well, you can't go wrong on something like this.
Herring out 28-18 now. Welcome back to Carterville High School. Dave McKenzie along with Keenan Clark. Carterville Lions win it tonight, 35-14. And it's time for our Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating Player of the Game. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, keeping you comfortable no matter what the weather is. Keenan, we have 3 or 4 different nominees we could throw in for our Player of the Game. Talk about Brandon Skelcher. We could talk about Amon Cozy. We could talk Nick Bishing played a good game. And Braden Wakey had an outstanding game.
Braden Wakey had an outstanding game on both sides of the ball. We saw a lot of him defensively, offensively. He seemed to be making plays. I think he's a really good choice tonight. But any of the guys that you mentioned would be really, really deserving.
I think so, too. And are we in agreement?
Yeah, let's
we can
do
go
that.
with Braden Wakey, named tonight's Cozy. No, Coach, I'm telling you. I know, and we had our nominees were Cozy, Wakey, Skelch.
They all did.
They did.
That's what we'll do.
Let me see your mic. I'm not getting you.
You're going to turn it off? Is
There
that
we
what
go.
you're gonna do?
There we go. But yeah. So wrap this up. It is going to be Braden Wakey, our Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heater Player of the Game. It's brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and experience of over 40 years in the business. Lions win at 35-14 tonight. Coach Brett Dial joins us here on our postgame show. Coach, congratulations. That wasn't pretty. It wasn't a pretty game early on, but, man, that second half Lions was outstanding.
We really had to make a lot of in-game adjustments tonight, and that's one of the great things. Part of that was Nashville and what they do schematically, and then the other is, we were losing a couple guys, lose 2 running backs there pretty quick. So that whole second half, we're playing with our third running back, who, as you probably saw tonight, he's pretty good too, and he showed up and man, did Cozy have a phenomenal game. We found a couple things, and he just got in behind his lineman. He wasn't afraid to run straight ahead and just really forced them to pack their defense in. And then we were able to take a couple shots. We hit on one of them, with Wakey there at into the third quarter. I don't remember when it was, but it was just a game that's not how I saw it, in my mind through the week offensively. But sometimes that's what happens, and I feel good about our coaching staff, tonight with some great adjustments, in my ear all night. And then our kids, the ones that are on the field and then the ones that had to step up tonight. We got some pretty big contributions from a lot of people.
It almost seemed like David mentioned, the first half was almost like a battle of attrition. It was just one mistake after another, but we capitalized on the Nashville mistakes a little better than what they did on our mistakes, and we stopped making them after a while. So as the game went along, you could see from up here, our line play was getting better, our run game was getting better, our defense was really giving them fits. I think they were confused a lot offensively, and so, I would, like you said, it's got to go back to the adjustments that we're making on the sideline, because we just got better as the night went along.
The defensive plan 2 years in a row against these guys, and they're tough. I'm telling you, this is one of the toughest teams every year to prepare for. It makes us a better team. It makes us better coaches to continue to play them. So we're very fortunate to continue to have this game on our schedule, even though we flipped sides of the conference. But, they did some great things over there. Our defensive staff, I feel like kind of has their number right now, and maybe a step ahead of them and cause them to be a little bit confused. And then, I thought we saw the O-line in the third and fourth quarter kind of take over.
Yes, they did.
And you know, we were okay week one, and we were watching film. We kept it pretty positive, but at the same time, we saw a lot of things that we could get better at. I didn't think our angles to linebackers were very good, so we really addressed that a lot this week. And then I felt like in the last part, we were just running, just a simple fold play up the middle over and over and over again, and we were getting 3 to 5 every time. And part of that, Cozy's got some pretty good vision. He's got some pretty good explosiveness to the hole, and then our guys were really kind of taking over. And they were getting a little bit of swagger to them when, coming off the sideline. They wanted another series. They wanted another one because they felt like they were going to punch it in. And I think they got to a point, which I love. I mean, I don't know, I'm a pretty humble guy, right? But one of the things that I love is when people, when you smell blood in the water, you got to go after them. And our guys did that tonight, and I thought they really did a good job of finishing this game off.
Well, exactly what you wanted to happen all week in practice. Right. The run game setting, opening up the passing game. Those pass plays across the middle were there all night long, and it was because of the run game, and you got to give credit. You lost Peyton Van Horn early. You lost Aiden Hinton at the end of the second quarter, and then you have Cozy comes in, and he does exactly what you want. Right. Follow the blockers like you said, pick up the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then he pops a 22-yard touchdown run.
So one of the things that I didn't think we were very good at week one, when I went back and looked at the film, I thought our short yardage game was not very good. The third and ones, the fourth and ones. We got stuff on the goal line last week, and I thought we really addressed that a little bit, and I thought our conversion rate was much higher. I don't know how many times we punted, but we were able to continue to keep the chains moving. And at the end, I told our staff, I think we got the ball back with, anywhere from 6 to 7 minutes left in the game. And I told them I want to end this game on offense. I don't want to give them the ball back. And our guys did that. You do that by game management with Skelcher. He does a nice job of watching the clock, and he understands what's going on. I love having a quarterback that's smart like that. And then we were able to just get enough to keep the chains moving with a few first downs, take the knee, and get out of here and try to get healthy and go again next week. But I tell you, coming into this season and looking at that schedule, I knew weeks 1 and 2 were going to be a grind. They were tough. Now we're going to play a team that I just don't know anything about, West Frankfort. We've not played them in years. I have no idea what they're doing with Heron tonight. Do you know?
Heron's up 28-18 with 5 left.
Okay. Well, yeah, and
Frankfurt had an early lead, I think.
I really thought that game would be close. I really did, because I think they're similar, types of teams. But, we're going to go in next week, and we're a little banged up, and we'll see. It's just going to be that next man up mentality. And, I thought we struggled a little bit early to run the ball and loosened them up with some pass tonight. And, hey, we'll look at the tape and try to address some needs and some depth issues now, and let's go do it again next Friday night.
Coach, congratulations. 35-14. Nice win over the Nashville Hornets.
Sounds good, buddy.
Coach Brett Dial joining us here on our John A. Logan Coaches show here on our post-game show. Keenan, let's wrap it up.
Let's do that. One of the things that I'll mention at the end that we talked about earlier was when Darren Canard was in here, he talked about how the size of Carterville. And I hadn't really thought about it. I look out there, and they've got a good quarterback in Nashville, Malavi, and he's 5'9", but he's throwing over guys that are 6'3", 6'1", and we're just in his face all night long. So felt like we used our size, speed, and everything went Carterville's way tonight on that.
Coach disagreed with our player of the game choice.
That's all right. It's not the first time he and I have disagreed.
No, it is not. Hey, Carterville wins at 35-14. Again, next week, Lions are going to go to West Frankfort to play the Redbirds. Now, the last score that we have with 5:02 left, Heron leads West Frankfort 28-18. If that game stays the way it does, Heron will be 1-1. West Frankfort will be 1-1. Carterville will go into week 3 2-0. On the season. Good ball game tonight here for the Carterville Lions. That is Keenan Clark next to me. Thanks. Great job, brother.
Great job.
Good ball game tonight. Back at the studio, our broadcast producer, engineer, Brian R. Powell. And we will join you next Friday night, 6:45 from West Frankfort. I'm Dave McKenzie. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and be safe this holiday weekend. And thank you for tuning in to Carterville Lions Sports here on your home for Lions Sports News Radio, WJPF. God bless everybody. Good job, bud.
Good job.